Hi, everybody. I'm Ed.
And I'm Barb, and we're at the ARTyRV Glass Night.
Yeah, we are.
Everyone.
It's Monday, and we're back in the saddle. Here we go.
Welcome, everyone. We have a big crowd here
a
tonight.
full house
we
tonight,
have a full
Barb.
house, and it's good to see everyone. Tonight is Viewer Showcase, so if you send in a entry to the Viewer Showcase for the month of August.
Barb probably got it loaded yesterday, and it'll be on
If you send it to
tonight.
viewershowcase@gmail, it's in. So, so it should be a good night. I think we have a real good Viewer
I
Showcase.
think we have a great
Excellent.
lineup of entries this month, which is great. It's awesome. So, hey, everybody, those of you that are south of South Carolina, getting wet. It's going to be wet for the next 3 days, and it's on its way to us. So we're going to work our way through it, and hopefully that things don't start flooding around here.
Yeah. So if you're in Florida, if you're in the way of the storm, please be safe. It's a lot of rain out there. Don't be out there on the roads tonight because it's going to be very dangerous.
Yeah, and you know what? The roads, when they're wet, you can't see them. So just be careful, everybody. So, hey, tonight, if you have a question, put a Q in front of it in the chat. Barbara will be able to pick it up that way with a Q, and then we'll know it's a question. And so we wanted to give a big shout out to Ray, who's already in the house tonight. Give a big thumbs up, Ray. You do a lot more for us than you realize that you do, and we appreciate every bit of it. Thank you.
Thank you, Ray. I think we have our first question. The question is, where does ARTyRV come from?
It comes from our RV that we just named the RV Arty, excuse me, and so we just thought ARTyRV Glass Studio sounded pretty good because we do glass, and when we first got the RV, we used to travel around and do stained glass out of it and do our videos out of it while we were traveling. And of course, when the COVID hit, things kind of slowed down a little bit, but that's how it came from. It came from, we named our RV after it, and it after our RV.
You know, we had a plan for the RV when COVID hit. We had a big plan. But so our plans didn't work out like we thought they would.
No.
But in that time, we developed the YouTube channel. So we had named the RV before we got the YouTube channel. So we just made it.
And we just thought,
ARTyRV.
you know what, ARTyRV Glass Studio, that's really cool.
So it's more of a virtual glass studio. So the V stands for virtual.
That's right, ARTyRV. Really virtual.
Really virtual. Arty, really virtual.
Arty really virtual, and it's all good. So hey, we want to give a big shout out to Magali tonight. Actually, her and her family stopped by today and saw us at the studio, and then they were traveling south, heading back home. So want to let you guys know it was great to see you today, and thank you for taking time out of your busy vacation to come see us.
She's driving right into the storm, so I hope they have a safe trip.
Stay safe, guys. Take your time.
Okay, so if you have a question, just put it in the chat, and we'll be happy to answer. People are saying happy birthday to you,
Early.
Ed, early.
Okay. Well, thank you, guys.
29 looks great on you, Karen said.
Yeah, Karen, keep that
A
up.
lot of hellos. So Ed's birthday is the 11th. Yay!
Woo,
He's going to be
another
29.
year older. He'll be
yeah.
29. I know. Woo.
It comes quick, don't it?
They go by a lot faster than you think they do, guys. That's for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. So I'm just looking to see if there's any questions. I don't see any questions tonight. Well, how about we share, I don't know, some news or...
Well, let's see what's going on. So we do know that Euroburrows is having their sale the same weekend that Wismac is having their sale in October. And then we have our Kokomo is having a 8x8 sale. So you want to check that out. And I think that's pickup only as well, isn't it, at Kokomo? I'm not sure. So, but Kokomo's having a 8-inch by 8-inch square sale. So that's one way to, if you need some glass, some beautiful opalescent glass. Kokomo's probably got it. And then let's see what else is going on. Guys, let me just thank you personally for all your well wishes for last Wednesday. According to my guy, everything went great, and those were the 5-letter word that I was hoping to hear from him. And so yeah, everything went great, and Barbara's been taking really good care of me as usual. And so I'm back on the mends, other than these really crazy bruises all over me. But other than that, I'm doing fine. And guys, with your well wishes, they were right on spot, and your prayers helped a lot, I'm sure. Thank you very much.
Okay, Karen, you got a question about a stained glass spinner. You need help on a stained glass spinner. What kind of help do you need? And just type that in there. What is the problem that you're having?
Right, because we don't do spinners, but we can help you.
But that's okay. The main thing about those spinners is you need a jig.
That's the whole thing, and because you have
They all
got to
fit
have
at
that
angle.
right. You've got to have the parallel angles together. So
Okay, Mary Beth asks, I'm working on a design based on an artwork done by a friend. Any thoughts on properly compensating her for using her art in items for sale? The first piece will be hers, but ongoing.
I don't know. I think if you're you're giving her the first one, which is really that's nice, and then you're putting all of your love and labor into the rest of them. I don't know. I mean, I would maybe take her out to dinner or something. Every when you do a show and you sell a few of them, just say, hey, why don't we go out to dinner tonight? And then at the end of dinner, say, this is for that pattern that we're working on, that we're using, that you have at your house. So, just do something nice.
That's a tough
I think.
one. You want to compensate someone for their artwork, but a lot of times artists are very generous and
Yeah, that's why I said dinner. Sometimes will work. But you know what? More than anything, a thank you works.
yeah. So offer what you think.
How
I don't know how
appreciative
much,
you are.
I don't know how much you're selling the pieces for, but if it's like, I don't know, if it becomes a big hit, maybe they should be sorry that she didn't charge you something.
Should be wanting royalties off of that
Should be
bad
wanting
boy.
royalties. Very seldom.
right.
Yeah. That's a tough one. I've never had to pay for it, and we do a lot of work with artists. We have one artist that we compensate usually about $200 for an art print.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
I don't know how much, and that's for something.
Really nice. And our friend that we pay that to is a wildlife artist.
So he's a fine artist.
So he's a fine artist, and so like when we need a very
His paintings
specific,
bring thousands of dollars.
yeah. So when we need a very specific bird, we'll pay him to do a black and white, and then we'll paint it using the glass paints to its true colors in nature. So it's a lot of fun.
So I guess you have to look at how much do they normally make on each, how much do they sell their paintings for, and just, offer that and say,
Right.
would you mind if I, if you're not copying it exactly, if you're just using it as inspiration,
And most
there
times
is, yeah.
you can't copy it exactly anyway most of the time. So, but yeah, definitely compensate your friend, and a big old thank you and a hug is probably really good too. So.
Okay. Another question. I would like to build my stained glass work table, which I will be standing at. Can you recommend a height of the table, keeping in mind when cutting the glass?
Well, the thing about it is, if let's just say your table, the height of your table, you should be able to lean against one side and touch the other side by leaning over so that you can work across it. But a really good height for a working table. So desks are typically 30 inches tall, and my tables in my shop are all 34 inches tall. And now I'm 5'11" and a half, and my tables are 34 inches. And that seems to be a really good number, because when I lean over top of it, I'm bending right at the crease of my upper and lower torso. So that 34 inches seems to work out really well. Let's, instead of, just for argument's sake, 6 foot, 34-inch tall work table seems to work really well.
Is that counter height? Is that counter height?
I think counter height's actually might be 30. Well, yeah, counter height's probably 34. Because
Yeah, like a
32 would be
kitchen
right
counter.
here. Yeah, 34. 34 are my table heights, except for my light box. My light box is 38. But I don't like to bend over cutting glass. I don't mind bending over fabricating. But
Do you recommend using pattern shears to cut out your patterns so the glass pieces fit together better and require less grinding?
well, I don't recommend using you can use the pattern shears, but we have a video that's called razor blade versus pattern shears, and Ray will probably, there you go, Ray put that up for us. You
Thank
see,
you,
guys,
Ray.
Ray, thank you very much. And guys, Miss Mary's being vocal tonight, but so if you'll make that little, I prefer to use the razor blade. It's much quicker. And it doesn't tear your pattern up, and it's just easier to work with. And you'll find that that it works really well, so you'll like it. And the pattern shears, those are I think those are just put there for those of us not to use them.
No,
I don't-
they have the exact width you need.
Well,
for
they have
either
two.
foil
Yeah, they have 3
or
mils
lead.
in between it, and they do make a lead shear. So.
Right, and so you can use that. It's kind of difficult. A lot of people have problems with it just because they're so crazy. But go to that pattern shear versus razor blade, and you'll find out the razor blade method, and it really is easier.
And if you do use the shears, what I've found that works easier for those of you that are wanting to try the lead shear or the copper foil, the foil shear, foil pattern shear, is to cut in the back of the jaw. It's much easier than trying to, because every time you close those blades, that much paper goes down inside,
And they get kind of,
and then they start stiffening up. But if you'll kind of go at them from the back and use the back side right there in that joint of the scissor, I find that they're easier to operate that way.
yeah, and don't say any bad words while you're using them.
No. But I think you'll find after you use the razor blade, you'll hang them on
They
the
are
wall and say,
aggravating as heck.
this is why I don't use these.
But you're going to have to use either pattern shears or the razor
One
blade
or the
method
other.
for copper foil.
Yeah.
Because you do need to have those pieces fit exact.
Right. And then, of course, the other thing
Yeah.
is to cut the glass, practice. Make sure you cut the glass more proficient. And your grinder should be used, and we talk about this all the time. Excuse me. Your grinder should be used to clean up the glass rather than shape the glass, right?
Yeah. Thank you, Ed. Standard counter heights are 36 inches. So 34 to 36 inches, and you can and Karen said she had her table set up to her height. So
Right.
that's really good for,
So-
to do, is you're going to be working on that table,
Yeah. So, and Karen,
That's
she's not 6.5 feet tall like Denver is. Denver's, almost 6 and a lot of change. But, so his table height would be much different. But I think maybe a good rule of thumb, if I stood up right now and measured from the floor up to the crease in my torso, I'm pretty sure it's going to be 34 inches. So, because I have an inseam of 30, so there you go.
I don't know, we're going to have to measure it.
We're going to have to measure it. But anyway, so try that. Try as a rule of thumb, just measure from the floor up to half of your body where your waist crosses where your belt,
Do your waist.
do your waist.
Okay.
And that way you can bend over.
Okay.
Because I don't think, Barbara, that there's anything etched in stone.
I have no
a very
problem working
specific
at
height.
his table, so that would mean I'm working at a higher table, which means my back stays straighter. So
Right.
I don't like a short.
So yeah, because the way Barbara's back is, if she's bent over all day, she's pretty much done.
I like a high table.
Yeah. And I think that's why my light box is 39 inches or whatever. It's really tall. And Karen, you've worked at my light box, and my light box is really tall probably compared to your tables.
When you are using hobby cane, do you have to foil the glass underneath it to make it stick to the glass so it's more secure?
No, the hobby cane doesn't stick to the glass at all. The hobby cane is a finished edge for you to use on the outside of your sun catchers.
I would foil the whole thing.
Yeah, just foil the whole thing, because why would you want to take the time just to foil 3 sides of your glass and then hope that it looks right when you put your hobby cane around it?
I would foil the entire thing like you were finishing the sun catcher.
Yeah, and then put your hobby cane and then tack solder your joints to the hobby cane, and you should be just fine.
It will make it a lot sturdier.
Yeah.
Pauline.
Hey!
I have some glass paint that you put in the oven, but it's way too thick. How can I thin it down when making a difference? Will it make a difference in the baking? Ooh, I don't know what kind of paint it is.
Yeah, I don't know, Pauline. Whatever kind of paint it is, if it's water-based, of course you can use a little bit of water to break it down, but then it may not exactly do what it's designed to do. It may be that thickness for a very specific reason.
Pauline Magali asked what kind of paint it was, if you have the Vitrio paint, and she might be able to help you with that.
Yeah. Yeah, because Magali uses paints that are fired in the oven.
Okay, so for the work table, JR measured from the floor to his elbow, which is probably about the waist height. Yeah, that sounds good.
That sounds good, JR.
Magali says they have a paint thinner for the Vitrio paint, Pauline, if that's what you have. They make a paint thinner. So that would answer that
Oh, that's
question.
good, right?
Yes. Thank you, Magali.
Thank you, Magali.
Okay.
And Mary got to meet Magali's dog today.
Yeah, so cute, so cute. If you have a question, just put it in the chat with a Q, and we'll be happy to answer. I think Ed's going to do a glass demo.
Yeah, I grabbed a piece of glass from the shop when we were at the shop, Barb, and it's actually an old piece of Spectrum glass. When they started coming out with their System 96. So this glass, and this glass, I do have a number on it for you. This number is a S because it's a Spectrum, but it's a 6345, and the 2F is a 96 fusible. It's really pretty. It's kind of semi-transparent. See my hand underneath of it? It almost gives it like it's really, I'm looking at it and it's really pretty with my hand underneath of it. But it gives it this beautiful cloudy look. And, one thing that we all know about Spectrum glass is that it's pretty easy to cut. And this piece isn't square, so let's just square it up first. Now, those of you that don't have a square in your tool arsenal, you really should have one. And so we're going to take this. Now, these are my Lepinette pliers. And you guys remember last week we talked about how the Lepinettes are a little bit wider than my little green ones. But I want you to see that. You can see that it's wider on this end than it is on this end. And that's because it was way out of square. So now we all know that Spectrum glass is really easy to cut, and that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to do something. We're just going to cut this And we're going to bring this around. Now, I didn't draw anything on this, and I probably should have. And now we're going to come off. But you know, we're going to take our running pliers. And we're going to start our run. And I think, let me get this tilted up. Oh yeah, you can see the run right there. Watch. It's coming around to right there. See that? Let me reach in my little toolbox here and grab my grousing pliers. So we're going to come in here and we're going to get in right just behind the run. Make sure we have our grousers turned the correct way. And we're going to pull down. And we're going to pull down just a little bit more. Okay. And now we're going to come over here. We're going to start it back the other direction. And here we go. We're going to start this. We started our running pliers here, and we went to right here. Now we're going to pull. Remember, I'm just holding on to the glass with my grousers, and I'm using my right hand, and you can use your left hand. I am just using it like this. So I'm going to pull down, and I can watch that run. Just run and chase right around. And I'm going to make sure, I'm going to come right here, I'm going to make sure that there we go. So these kind of inside curves here, when you're doing copper foil, they're actually quite easy to work with. When you're doing lead, you have to go into them like this. Okay? So copper foil, just like a piece to a puzzle. Lead, in the groove, around, in the groove, push, around, in the groove, and then in. And of course, you always have a little gap in between that. But anyway, I just wanted to share that with you guys. This glass is really nice to work with. But again, if you take the time and use the right tools, all of the glasses, all of them are easy to work with. It's just what I say is some of them are easier than others. But this is a really nice glass to work with. Not only is it fusible, but you can also use it and incorporate it in. I think this would make beautiful boxes, you guys. This, and it, you know what it looks like? What are those things called, Barbara? What are those things called?
What?
Oh, that. See what, you know, that looks like a geode.
Yeah.
Is that what they're called?
Yeah.
A geode? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's what that looks like. Anyway, I just wanted to share that with you. And again, guys, if whether it's an opal or a transparent, cathedral, what have you, streaky, if you take the time to chase the run and follow it, you can get just about anything with your glass cutter and the right tools. So, hey, thanks for tuning into Glass Chat, because and then I got a really pretty piece of pink we're going to cut later on.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's move the pink up in line. We have a little girl in here that's trying to be good.
She's not being very good.
She's
Okay.
not being very good, but she's trying. She's trying.
She's trying. She's always trying. Okay. JR asked, for my work table, I measured from the floor to my elbow, which is probably, oh, okay, that was not a question. I'm sorry. Okay. Mary Beth, can you demonstrate cutting a point where both sides are concave, like you get between two convex flower petals?
I'm sorry, hon.
I think you stumped them.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out what to draw, that's all. So I need a point on each end with two inside curves. Is that what I need? Two concave. Two
Yeah.
concave. Like you were putting a jewel in, probably. So yeah, so let me see. If you were putting a jewel in, I guess, and what she's probably got.
You got a pen?
Here, I don't know. Let me look in here. So what I'll do is draw a picture. Hey, Larry Mary's here. Hey, Larry.
Hey, Larry.
Thanks for tuning in tonight. So is this?
Do you want a close up?
No, yeah. Go ahead. Let me ask her if that's what she's looking for me to do. Is that what you're looking for me to do? And you want me to keep these points here? Is that what you want? Or do we want to do something with points and inside curves? Like that. Even that even looks hard for me.
Okay.
Which one?
Okay.
Hi, Rochelle. Thanks for tuning in tonight.
Okay.
Thanks to everybody for tuning in tonight.
We'll see what we can do there.
Is that
Here's another question. What kind of surface is best for a work table? I've seen plywood and some fiber boards too, thinking something the nails would set in and for cane work, but fairly easy to remove.
Yeah, no, I use all of my tables are 3/4 inch plywood, and I use what's called use a CDX, which is good one side, and I use 3/4 inch plywood. Don't use anything any thicker. It's a little bit cumbersome, but no, I take that back because my tables don't move; they tilt, and which is really nice for someone in the glass studio like myself. I need that one extra person to I can flip a window that is 68 inches wide and 42 inches tall on my tilt tables. So that's pretty nice. And is that what we were looking at to show them how to cut out with the points, or is that no? That's not it.
I don't know. Like the top of a rainbow.
Like the what?
Top of a rainbow. No, the filler piece between the two curves.
And you want me to take that out? Is that what you want? Oh, we can take that out. But you want to point like that.
Oh, top of a raindrop, not a rainbow. It's like the top, I think it's like the top of a water fountain where the water curves over and out. How do you cut the piece that would fit in the top of that? With many pieces.
Send your picture to 708 12th Avenue, Attention Ed, Conway, South Carolina, 29526. Send me the picture of what you want, and I'll cut it next week for you. Because, you know what, me trying to figure out what you're looking for, it's easier. Spend 55 cents, send me a letter,
Well, why don't you
and
just
I'll be
send
happy
an
to do
email?
it. Or send me it, because then I got to tell everybody my email. Or you can send it to viewershowcase@gmail.com. Send me a picture. And if you'll do that, we'll be jamming. Because
Thank
I'll be
you so
happy
much.
to cut it for you next week or
He's
show you
having
the
a
best
hard
way to
time
do
figuring
it.
it out.
Yeah, I'm just trying to. Honestly, I've got. I think it's my new medicine. I can't
He's
think
on a
hard.
couple weird kind of medicines.
Yeah,
he does
just
now.
for a few more days. But anyway, yeah, send me. Please send me a picture because I would love
I think
to
it's
cut it
like
out.
this, and I think that it's going to mean a lot of little pointy pieces.
Yeah. Well, just send me a picture. Send it to viewershowcase@gmail.com, and that'll be awesome. Rochelle,
Thank you, Rochelle. That is
Appreciate
so
that.
sweet of you. We really do appreciate it.
Yeah. Yeah, because I mean, if you actually, you know what? And I'll go ahead and just tell everybody this. If there's something that you're having trouble cutting, just send it to viewershowcase@gmail.com and send it, trace out your pattern on a piece of paper and send it to Viewer Showcase.
Picture of it, and Ed'll take a look.
And I'll take a look at it, and I'll try and cut it, or at least we'll attack it together here on the show, and we'll figure out how to get it out for you. Because even, some days we're the bug, and some days we're the windshield. And even I have days where I'm the bug, so...
That's right.
Yeah. So, but I will be happy, and you know what? It may teach me something as well. I learn something. I hope that y'all do too. I learn something every day.
Okay, that sounds good. He said he'd send the email, and you drew a raindrop. I think that's right.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Well, getting those out is fairly easy, but I'll look at the email tonight, and then I'll. It gives me a week to practice it. No, I'm just.
If you watch this if you watch this live stream on the rerun, we thank you for being here. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. We're trying to get to.
We should be at 30,000 by the end of the month.
We should be at 30,000 by the end of August.
End of August.
So
yeah.
That's a big thing for us, and we really appreciate you guys sharing everything with us. And
we remember when we were looking for 100 subscribers, y'all.
Yeah.
And we were looking for just a few minutes of watch time. That's all. Just a few minutes.
Is the glazing putty recipe and the Novak black patina used interchangeably, or is one for lead and the other for copper?
Yeah, one's for lead, but they do make a lead patina. But if you use the recipe, by the time you're done polishing the lead, it's really a pretty nice dark pewter color, and it's really pretty if you polish it correctly. The patina, the black patina, is designed to go with your copper foil projects, but it's also designed to work strictly, or better, not strictly, but better with 60-40 solder.
And they make one for lead.
That's what I said. They do make a patina for lead. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But
yeah, they make a patina for lead.
It's not as good as our putty recipe.
No.
Ed's putty recipe.
Our putty recipe.
Okay. But it's called Ed's putty recipe.
Okay.
It's yours, so you own it, baby. Okay. Okay. Another question. Yeah, if you haven't subscribed, please do.
We'd love it. We'd love to have another subscriber. And don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Why? Because the thumb is our favorite finger.
I thought you can use hobby came inside and outside. Yes. And how do you cut hobby cane?
Well, you'll cut the hobby cane should be cut with your lead nippers, and you want to make sure that you use very sharp lead nippers. And when you do have a pair of lead nippers in your tool arsenal, that's all you use them for. Don't use them to pull nails. Don't use them. They look
Don't use them to cut wires.
No, they look good for nail pullers and they look good for wire cutters, but they're called lead nippers, and so they're for cutting lead.
You don't want to get all those little burrs in it, because when you start cutting wire and hard metal with your lead nippers, your lead will look terrible when you cut it.
Well, and even though you're going to cover it up, but it doesn't matter. As you go through the entire process, it needs to look nice.
Yeah.
So.
Yes.
So.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and if you don't have lead nippers, we have some on our website. We have the Lepinette lead nippers, and they are downtown Charlie Brown, and that's what I use, and what many of our viewers use are the Lepinette lead nippers.
And a lot of times we get on here and we say you can go to our Amazon store and you can shop our favorite products. And we have the link to the Amazon store right at the top of the description for this live stream. So if you've had trouble finding it before, just copy and paste it and put it in your browser and save it. And that way you can go there. And we just put all of our favorite products there. Most of them are either direct from the manufacturer or from Amazon. So
And they're all things
not-
we use.
Yeah, they're things we use and things we've bought and products that we recommend.
Yeah. So like you can find something as simple there as the drawing paper that I like to use. Or you can find something, your soldering iron, if that's what you got to have, is another soldering iron. So,
Anita wants to know if our shop sells glass. She's heading to South Carolina in September and may have to stop in.
well, actually, Anita, I don't know that we can have it ready by then, but our retail stained glass studio will be open in October. Is that correct, Barb?
Yeah,
That's the schedule right now. So,
But our gallery's open on Wednesdays. So if you're in
Please stop
town
in.
on Wednesday, just give us a holler and we'd be happy to meet with you. Or you don't have to give us a holler.
Not on
Just
Wednesday,
show
you
up
don't.
on
Just show
Wednesday
up.
From 10 to 4.
yeah, because we don't even close for lunch on Wednesdays. So, and we would love to see you if you're in town. Please do stop by.
Okay, any helpful wisdom on foiling or doing lead cane with really small pattern pieces?
Well, the lead cane, there are many different profiles of lead cane. So if you're using really small pieces, you really should either use a small profile, or like we show in many of our videos, you can mix copper foil work and lead work together. Because, a lot of times when you're using lead, it's going to cover up the amount of work that you've tried to do to show off those small pieces. So copper foil those, solder them, and then insert them into the window. And don't waste the what you've drawn in this window to make it look nice. Just mix the two processes together, and you'll find you'll have a much better outcome.
Gail wants to know if we'll be offering stained glass classes.
Yeah, right now our classes are all full, but we will be offering classes in January. Is that right, Barb? Mm-hmm. So go to our website at conwayglass.com. Click on I would like to have your newsletter, please, Barb. And all of our classes come out first in our newsletter. And we do that because we have almost 5,000 people that we send our newsletter out to. Hey,
Thank you, Michael.
Thank you, Michael. Let's go ahead and get the sign going for Michael. Thank you, Michael. There you go, bud.
So you can find that at conwayglass.com and just sign up for the newsletter. It comes out August the 15th, and the new schedule comes out August the 15th, and it comes out on the 15th of every month thereafter.
So your stained glass class, you'll be able to register for January's classes in November.
Is it November?
Yeah, we stay a month. We do our classes because October classes will be
August 15th.
August 15th, right. September 15th will be November classes, and October will be December classes. Mm-hmm. And then November will be January classes. Y'all, we have to keep them a month separated that way, and that gives us a leadway if anything goes crazy.
And it will.
And it does.
And it does every time.
But that's okay. We're good on that. So
Yeah, so we'll be offering a beginner class, a make and take class, and a lead class.
Right. And keep in mind, our beginner class is where we learn a lot about cutting glass, which is absolutely, Karen, thank you.
Oh, Karen,
We learn a lot about cutting glass. And Karen will tell you, I'm like the sergeant worker. I got to get you working on the lead. Sergeant Ed. But so yeah, we spend a lot of time learning how to cut glass in the beginner stained glass class. And then those of you that just don't even want to think about learning how to cut glass, we offer a make and take class. So Ed takes 5 different patterns that he's designed, and I cut the glass for those patterns for each one of the students in the class. And then you pick one And normally we get to make 2 projects, right, Barb?
Yeah.
Normally we make 2 projects. That's a half a day class, 4 hours, $99, and you have a lot of fun. But the big thing is about that class is you learn the entire process except cutting the glass. And then once you become proficient, and this is all we ask, is that you're fairly proficient at cutting glass, the lead class is for you. The lead light class, I teach you the Old English method, which is working on the light box in my studio, and we only take 3 students. And at the end of the class on Sunday, because it's a weekend workshop, at the end of the class on Sunday, we frame your artwork, photograph it, and then you're ready to go home.
Did we thank Karen?
We did. Thank you,
Thank you,
Karen.
Karen.
Thank you,
Thank you,
hon.
Michael.
We appreciate it. And thank you,
Thank you,
Rochelle.
We thank all of you.
Yeah, we do.
Susan Hartle has a question.
Okay.
How
Hey,
can
Susan.
I get your putty recipe? I did see you make it one time, but I wasn't letting then. I'm trying my first piece. You've inspired.
Oh, hey, thanks. We appreciate that. So you can go to our website, and I'm gonna let Barb tell you how to get the putty recipe, but it's on the
Shopping page.
shopping page. Yes, it
And
is.
you'll see a picture of this stained glass window and the putty recipe. It says Ed's Putty Recipe.
Yeah, and we appreciate
It's
that.
in the shopping page.
Yeah, we appreciate all of your purchases, whether on our page or when you super thank us here on the live stream at night is greatly appreciated, y'all. And you know that we take all of your funding and we put it right back into our channel, because when we're learning, you're learning, and together we can have a lot of fun.
That's right. Recently, Samantha says, I recently learned to lead light and love it. What sizes of cane would you recommend a hobbyist keep in stock? Would like to purchase a higher quality rather than
Well, the hobby cane just
New
comes in
pieces.
rolls.
yeah.
And then your other cane is going to come on a spool. That's a 25 pound spool. But listen, I suggest, because it doesn't go bad, is to get go ahead and, I like 3/16 round H. And that seems to be a good universal if you're building medium to small size windows. If you're building large windows, the 1/4 inch H round, and then of course use your flat H around the outside just in case any of your windows that you're working with are out of square or anything, because you can always adjust them by using the 3/8 flat H. So those are the 3 leads that I recommend to put in your inventory, which is the 3/8 flat H, the 3/16 round H, and the 1/4 inch round H. You're not going to use flat H's in the middle of a window unless it's very specific design, or it's a large window, say like a church window, and then those windows are typically built using 3/8 flat H everywhere except on the outside perimeter, and usually that's a 1/2 inch. So.
And we usually buy it by the case so that we have nice 6-foot lengths.
Yeah, because there's nothing worse than working with straight lead and it not being straight, because it's really hard to straight. Once you stretch that lead on your stretcher, it should stay straight from there, you know. And Karen, thank you for that happy birthday wish, hon. That's appreciated.
We're going to go to Viewer Showcase.
Okay.
How's
here we
that
go.
sound?
Everybody ready for a viewer showcase?
Yay! Yay! Yay!
Thank you.
Let's see here. Best deals for about 72. Okay. All right. Sounds good. And let's go to Viewer Showcase. Let me see. I need to go down here. Do this. Do this. So first up, we have Julie Bison. And let me read what Julie's.
Julie, that's pretty.
Isn't that pretty?
It's like a cornice.
Julie said, I have been wanting to share this to you for quite a while, and now that you have Viewer Showcase, I can finally pass this along. This is a kitchen valance of my own design that was created from a small tile placed sporadically in a newly renovated kitchen. My customers were over the moon with it, and when you turn the light on behind it at night, the colors carried through to the entire kitchen and outside as well.
Wow.
I thank you both for sharing your knowledge and expertise with your followers. I have been a lurker since early 2000. Thank you, Julie.
Thank you, Julie. We appreciate that very much. And thank you for coming into our channel every Monday night. We appreciate it.
Okay, this is by Jan Cook. And they write, I just finished the second panel in this design. I saw the idea and decided to draw it up. I like the clear variety of glass for background. Still working on my basic skills of cutting the glass and fitting it all together. Thanks for your help and wonderful videos and knowledge. Best wishes and love from Wyoming.
Wow, that's a really pretty window too.
And they say that this is their favorite part of the live shows.
Oh.
Thank you, Jan. Okay, next up, Karen. This is Karen's window, Townville Strong. She's doing, she's got a big commission with them and has several windows. You'll see some more of them.
I hope we'll see some more of them.
But this is excellent. I wanted to show this one first. This is the Townville Strong with the letters. And look she did an excellent job. Excellent job.
It's beautiful. And you guys, letters are really tough to put together and put together correctly. Karen?
And now Denver built the
table?
The table for her to take it
Okay.
safely to the site, the job site.
Awesome.
Excellent job, you guys.
Yeah, excellent job.
Okay, next up.
Teamwork makes the dream work, Karen.
That's right. This is by Jan Sutton.
Oh, hey.
And Jan said, I did this piece about 1.5 years ago to memorialize our ducks, Nick, Knack, and Patty Quack. I modified it this week by adding the borders to finish it out and make it larger. This was actually my first big project when I started working with glass before I found your ARTyRV channel. We no longer have ducks, so I'm including a pic of them as well. We enjoyed watching them each morning while we had our morning coffee.
Oh.
Thank you for all you do, keeping stained glass art alive.
Thank you.
Thank you. That's very nice, Jan.
Thank you, Jan. Wow, y'all, look at those jewels. Wow,
Okay.
that is gorgeous.
Judy writes, I became interested in glass when I was about 11 years old. My grandmother brought me to a glass shop where they made glass earrings, swan bud vases, and carousels. At age 21, before the internet, I tried reading DIY books on how to do stained glass, but it took a back seat because of children and career for 50 years. Finally, I was able to take 2 beginner classes before COVID, and I was so excited to start, but I still lack so much knowledge. It was not until I found your channel where I felt confident to go forward and creating my 50-year-old dream, a stained glass window. This window took me 7 months from design to finish. When the sun shines in the house, fills with dancing rainbows. I thought I'd show you my first ever project, a butterfly, and my second project, a rose, so you can see how far you've brought me. You guys are the greatest. Thank you for your guidance and sharing your knowledge and making it fun.
You're going to make me cry.
You're going to make us cry, Judy.
That is really something. And guys, when you can imagine the light refraction coming off of those bevels. What a beautiful job that is. What a beautiful job.
Okay, Joan Walker. Joan says, my brother and his wife did a complete remodel of their home 2 years ago. At the time, I thought I would make them a nice piece for their new home. Well, here we are 2 years later, and I finally finished it. My brother likes craftsman prairie-style decor, and my sister-in-law loves gardening. So I thought this would fit both of their personalities. They were surprised and very pleased with the gift.
That's awesome.
That's a beautiful piece.
And that's a beautiful shade of English muffle green too. Oh my gosh, that's pretty.
Yes, very nice and very thoughtful. I'm sure they loved it. Okay.
Everybody likes tulips,
That's right.
right?
Okay. This is by Chris Lawrence.
Y'all, there's a lot of
Harry?
work there. Woo.
Chris says, I love watching you both on Monday nights and have gotten so many tips. Thank you so much for what you do for the community. Attached are a couple pictures of a fireplace insert I made for a non-working fireplace in our home in Islesboro, Maine. I created the final pattern from taking 2 of Bill Blodgett's patterns and merging. I like the background in one pattern and the heron in the other. The outside is iridescent glass. One of the hardest things I've done, but now my favorite.
Absolutely beautiful. Congratulations.
Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah,
And thank you, everyone.
Thank you guys for sharing all of that. That's really nice. Thank you.
Very nice. If you'd like to have your artwork showcased, please send a quality photo and a short description to viewershowcase@gmail.com.
That's right. We'd love to see it. And don't forget, it's always the first Monday of the month for Viewer Showcase.
Yeah, first Monday of every month is
Every
Viewer
month,
Showcase. Yeah, that was a good Viewer Showcase.
Yeah, it was. I thought it was really nice. And just seeing everybody's skill level is really nice. Mm-hmm. And seeing how when they show us pictures of previous work, mm-hmm. And then they take us through their journey, and that's really
because we do have a lot of beginners here. I had someone, and I didn't know if we'd have time for this.
Sure.
Did have someone ask back up. Now I'm remembering.
Way up.
Sorry, I missed the tools, the basic tools you need to start stained glass.
Okay. Well, we have I think I could.
You probably could show them.
I could probably show you. I have everything here but the soldering stuff. So.
And we do have a video on that. All the tools that you need, the best tools for 2024. You must watch that. That'll really help.
Right. Let me
go through everything
real quick.
He's
So
gonna get-
basically, there are 4 tools that you need
For cutting.
For cutting. Hang on.
If you have a question, just put it in the chat with a Q. We'll be happy to answer.
Let me give that to you.
Oh.
See what I just found?
Yeah, I know.
All right, so I don't have all of the tools, but there is a. If you want to write these down, I can name them off to you. But this is the list of tools that comes in the toolkit that we have at our studio, and you have your running pliers, your grousing pliers, your glass cutter, whether it be a pistol grip or a pencil grip brass cutter. You're going to have a soldering iron. You're going to have a rheostat. You're going to have a burnishing tool, a roll of foil, a roll of solder, some black patina, some cutter oil, and some flux, along with a flux brush. Anyway, it comes up to there's 12 things in the kit, and on our website, that kit is $379 including ship, or $279 including shipping. So
Christine said a few weeks ago we mentioned a new running pliers. Did you miss it? Did she miss it? No, you haven't missed it yet. We haven't got it yet.
we haven't got it yet. So, but there is a new running plier out, and
I haven't read all the reviews on it yet. I'm not sure. I haven't read a lot of reviews yet. We were either going to buy that or the Silber Schnitt 5000. I think we decided not to buy the 5000.
no, because it's just the difference in
thick
the head.
glass.
Yeah,
For thicker glass.
and it's for thicker glass.
So yeah, we're still looking at that. I can't remember the name of it. It doesn't look as good as the
No, it's like it's
silver.
plastic. It
Yeah,
looks
it's
kind of
plastic.
like
But it's $78 or something.
Yeah, well these
When you
these
can
are
buy
the
these for 50.
yeah, these are the silver snits that you can get for $63, and I think they're probably, other than the old faithful running pliers, these silver snits are probably the best running pliers on the market. Now, hey, show me wrong. The gentleman that invented those other running pliers, you want me to try them out? Send me a pair of them, and I'll be happy
Yeah,
to.
Robin's asking about them too.
Yeah.
No, I haven't bought them yet.
Yeah. So if you'd like us to try them out on our channel, send us a pair of them, and or we'll eventually, people will donate enough super thanks to us, and we'll buy a pair.
Someone needs the
But-
link to the putty.
Oh, okay. So Barbara's going to get the link to the
I can-
putty for you, and so yeah, it was really nice seeing everybody today, and we've got we're looking forward to, because next weekend's a big weekend, and we're looking forward to that. This is something that we've been looking forward to for a really long time. So
Let's see here. Oh, tools and patterns.
tools and patterns.
Go to Conway Glass Tools and Patterns. You'll see the tool bundle, the lead nippers, the grozers, the running pliers, and all that.
Christine, it is
Keep
the
on
one.
going.
It is the one that you're thinking of. They look kind of awkward. Yeah, they look more like nipping pliers for
I'm
tile.
gonna make a note and see if I can find them again.
Yeah,
They just seemed really expensive for what they were.
I think they were $139. Is what I think they were. Anyway, Carla, thank you for the birthday wish, hon. I appreciate that.
Thank you guys.
Thank you guys. Thank you guys for all the birthday wishes. Wow.
Yes, go to conwayglass.com, go to the tools and pattern, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 down. The 13th item down, you'll see Ed's famous putty recipe. You'll see a picture of a stained glass sort of been polished window. Mm-hmm. Underneath of it, it says how to make a glass box. Just hit that. And
Don't, when you, after you make the putty and you let it sit overnight, it's going to be separated.
Samantha found it.
Okay, it's going to be separated. The lacquer thinner is going to be sitting on top, and along with the linseed oil, and then your putty is going to be on the bottom. Mix it up thoroughly and putty your window. It's going to be awesome.
Oh, he wants
And don't
to
forget the polish. Polishing is important. Oh, thanks for the birthday wish.
Yeah.
Thank you,
that's
Hard Hat Man. I appreciate that.
Briar. Let me see. Briar glass running pliers. I don't know. Let's see.
Oh, Carla, thank you.
Yes. Yes. These are okay. So now that they're 85.
They got it. Yeah. Okay.
But I've got to know who the supplier is. Thank you, Carla.
Thank you, Carla. We appreciate that very much.
If I don't recognize the supplier, I can't order. So let me look. Let me look and see if I can find them. Okay.
All right. So good. We'll look into that.
Thank you for the name of that.
And they're kind of like awkward looking, but I'm a tool guy anyway. I can always use another tool. So.
He wasn't too excited about them.
I didn't. They looked at them.
They
I was
are
like,
$100. They're kind of high,
yeah,
right?
they were when we first looked at them a couple weeks ago. They were over 100, 121.
Well, we might have the money in the fund now.
Yeah.
After tonight.
After tonight, guys. Thank you. So we
Okay,
may be
guys.
ordering a pair of those offset, goofy-looking running pliers. So,
So JR purchased the lead nippers and putty recipes. Very happy with both. Thank you very much.
Thank
for
you, Joe.
saying
We
that.
appreciate that. Yeah.
Thank you for posting that, Ray. We appreciate you.
Thank you, Ray.
So you guys have a great week this week. We're going to figure out what we're going to do for dinner. We kind of messed up. We're on a meal.
Well, we had a long day today.
Yeah, it's weird. We're getting ready for a flood, and we're hoping we don't have one, but we have to kind of get ready just in case. So we got to put everything up. And
So let's just say they're talking 16 to 20 inches of rain here for us. That means probably the garage and the whole backyard is going to flood, and
So
Anyway,
we'll keep
tomorrow's
our
gonna
fingers
be
crossed
busy.
it doesn't come in the house. We'll know Thursday or so
Yeah.
if it's going to be real bad.
It's got to go really crazy to come in the house, but there's always that chance.
What-
Last time we had a flood here, we of course we couldn't stay because we had the animals, and they couldn't use the restroom. So we lived at our shop for like 3 months, and while we were at the shop one night, the ring went off, and we're thinking no one should be in our neighborhood because our neighborhood was empty because everybody was flooded out. And sure enough, Barbara clicked on the ring, and there was an alligator laying right on the front porch. Go figure that, guys.
Okay, it's no linseed oil in the putty recipe.
No.
Hard hat man, no.
No, the linseed oil that I was talking about comes from it's in the putty already when it's made. So that's
What are you
just
talking
part of just use everything just follow the recipe and use the putty that we recommend, and everything will be fine.
Yeah, we need supplies, food, generator, water. We need supplies, food, generator. Tell him. He's like, it's nothing going to be. We need water. We'll be fine.
Yes, we'll be fine.
We'll be fine. We have gas in the cars. I'm making ice. Put my
Yeah.
canned foods up. Everything gets up. We have shelving in the garage where everything comes up. So that will work.
And then when it's all over, we just push it out and hose it off. So that's all.
Okay,
We
guys.
learned that a long time ago, guys.
Thank you for all the super chats and super thanks.
Thank you
and
guys for everything.
We appreciate it, and we thank you, and hope you have a great week. And we hope that the storm doesn't bother any of you guys, that it's out of here real quick. And be safe.
Yeah, stay
And-
safe, everybody. Ray, you and Susie, safe travels. See you soon.
And thank you, everyone. And we will see you
Next Monday night.
next Monday night, if not before.
If not before, we'll let you know.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, guys, and thanks for all the well wishes. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Good night.